Leto rubbed his eyes. The caffeine from his third gas station coffee finally wearing off. The DoorDash app on his mounted. Phone glowed with the depressing. Searching for orders, radar sweep. He needed 50 more bucks to make rent this week. He was about to call it quits when the speakers blasted the jarring ding, ding, ding notification sound. He jolted upright. An order. $18.50 guarantee. That was weirdly high for this time of night. The pickup was Penny's 24 Hours Diner. The drop-off distance was only 4 miles, but the map showed the destination way out past the suburban sprawl, near the old wooded ridge. 18 bucks for 4 miles? Leto muttered, tapping accept. Probably some drunk rich kid ordering pancakes. Easy money? He threw the car into reverse, ignoring the faint knot of unease tightening in his stomach. Leto walked in, phone out. DoorDash for Sarah B? Barb stopped wiping. She looked at Leto, then down at her own ticket printer. Her face, usually bored, looked pale. You sure you want this one, honey? She asked, her voice quiet. Yeah, why? Big tip. Leto grabbed the insulated red bag. The order was small. Just a slice of cherry pie and a black coffee. Barb handed over the sealed paper bag. Her hand was shaking slightly. Just be careful out there. The ticket came through weird. The special instructions just said cold. Leto frowned, checking his app. Mine just says leave at door. Standard stuff. All right, Barb said, turning her back to him to scrub a spot that wasn't dirty. Just don't linger, okay? Not where you're going. Leto shrugged off the weird vibes, grabbed the bag, and headed back out into the night. Diner staff got weird on the graveyard shift. The city glow faded in the rearview mirror. Leto followed the blue line on his GPS. The road, Old Miller Pike, was notoriously poorly lit. He flicked on his high beams, cutting tunnels through the thick summer humidity. He glanced at the phone. 1.5 miles to destination. Suddenly, the GPS arrow started spinning wildly. The blue route line kept rerouting, trying to send him down dirt paths that didn't exist. Come on, piece of junk! Leto slapped the phone mount. Not now. I need this signal. The signal stabilized. The destination pin dropped definitively. It wasn't a house. It wasn't an apartment complex. The pin was dead center in the middle of a large green expanse on the map labeled Oak Hollow Cemetery. Leto slowed down. Who orders cherry pie to a graveyard at 2:30 in the morning? Leto pulled up to the massive iron gates. His headlights illuminated the rusty chains holding them shut. The cemetery was old, one of those Civil War-era places filled with crumbling statues and overgrown mausoleums. He rolled down his window. The air outside was at least 20 degrees colder than the city air, smelling faintly of damp earth and dead leaves. Okay, Sarah B., Leto said to the phone. Gates locked. I'm leaving it here. He went to tap Can't Hand Order to Customer in the app. Before his finger touched the screen, the app updated on its own. A new customer message popped up in the chat bubble. Customer, the side gate is open. Drive through. Bring it to the Angel. Leto stared at the screen. A chill that had nothing to do with the AC ran down his spine. He looked to the left. Sure enough, a smaller maintenance gate was standing slightly ajar. Against every rational instinct in his body, the need for that 1851. Leto squeezed his car through the narrow gap. The gravel crunched loudly under his tires, sounding like breaking bones in the oppressive silence of the graveyard. His high beams swept over endless rows of headstones. Some were shiny granite, others were just weathered stumps of rock. The GPS dot was now tracking him inside the grounds. It was leading him deep into the oldest section, way in the back near the tree line, where the moonlight barely reached. The app pinged again. Another message. Customer, almost here. Don't let the coffee get cold. Leto checked the bag next to him. The coffee cup was still steaming. How would they know? He swallowed hard, his hands gripping the steering wheel until his knuckles turned white. The GPS announced, "You have arrived." Leto killed the engine. The silence was immediate and heavy. He stepped out of the car, the red insulated bag tight in his grip. His phone flashlight cut a beam through the dark. He saw it immediately. The Angel. It was a massive weeping angel statue, carved from white marble that had grayed with a century of rain. It stood over a large, ornate family plot enclosed by a low iron fence. The angel had its face buried in its hands, wings drooping low. Leto walked toward the iron fence. His heart was hammering against his ribs. The air here was freezing. He held up his phone to check the delivery instructions again. Delivery instructions. Leave at the angel's feet. Take a picture so I know it's safe. All right, weirdo goth kids, Leto whispered, trying to psych himself up. Here's your pie! Leto stepped over the low fence. The grass inside the plot was perfectly manicured. Unlike the rest of the overgrown cemetery, he approached the base of the statue. There were other things there already. Dead flowers, a rotted teddy bear, and curiously a very old tarnished silver spoon. He knelt down and unzipped the red bag. He pulled out the paper sack containing the pie and coffee. He set them gently on the cold stone pedestal at the angel's feet. As he set the bag down, his flashlight beam swept across the inscription on the base of the statue. He froze. The carving read, "Sacred to the memory of Sarah Bethany Blackwood, May 1, 1893, October 30th, 1918. Beloved daughter taken too soon." Leto looked at the app. Customer Sarah B. The blood drained from his face. "No way," Leto breathed. "This is an elaborate prank. Someone's messing with me." He stood up quickly, scanning the darkness beyond the flashlight beam. "All right. Very funny. You got me. Come get your food." Silence. Only the wind rustling the dead leaves in the oak trees. He needed to finish the job and get out of there. He opened the camera in the DoorDash app. "Take a photo where you left the order." He aimed the phone camera at the paper bag sitting at the angel's feet. The camera flash went off, momentarily blinding him. In that split second of intense white light, Leto saw something on his phone screen that wasn't there in reality. In the digital viewfinder, just for a frame, a hand, pale, translucent, and impossibly thin, was reaching out from behind the angels. Stone robe toward the bag? Leto didn't scream. He couldn't. His throat seized up. He dropped the red insulated bag. He turned and bolted. He vaulted the low iron fence, nearly tripping over a headstone in his blind panic. He fumbled with his keys, jamming the unlock button until the Honda's lights flashed. He threw himself into the driver's seat and slammed the door, locking it instantly. He jammed the key into the ignition. The engine sputtered for a terrifying second before roaring to life. He threw it into reverse, spitting gravel, not caring about staying on the path. He did a messy three-point turn on the grass, running over a small wooden cross, and floored it toward the side gate. He didn't look in the rearview mirror. He didn't want to know if the weeping angel was still covering its face. Leto hadn't slept. He sat on his couch staring at his phone. He had convinced himself in the light of day that it was stress, hallucinations from sleep deprivation, a prank by some local teenagers who knew the cemetery's history. He opened the DoorDash app to check his earnings for the night. He needed to make sure he actually got paid for that nightmare run. He scrolled down to the last dash. Base pay, $4.50. Peak pay, $2. Customer tip, $12. Total, $18.50. He sighed in relief. It was just a normal transaction. Then a notification banner slid down from the top of his screen. New comment from Sarah B. "The pie was lovely, Leto, but you forgot your red bag. You'll have to come back for it tonight."